Let's bring in Rich Eisen from the NFL Network. How delicate is this topic at the NFL Network, Rich?
It's delicate, of course it is. I mean, it's involving one of the 32 teams, and anytime something is as delicate as a topic like this in the NFL, it's a delicate topic for everyone in the media, I would imagine, not just for a network that talks about the NFL 24/7, 365.
Well, let's say on your podcast you had an opinion. Maybe there's not something on the NFL Network where there's a forum for that, but
yes.
Where do you stand on the nickname Redskins?
I think it should change.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's just one man's opinion. And, and I say that obviously delicately because one of my bosses is a man who doesn't want it to change. And that's Dan Snyder. And, I've met him many times, and I know he's very resolute in this position, and that's the position he holds. But as I told you last week when we were on the show, when you said what would make a change, I was just last week I said that if they lost their rights to have the name protected by trademark, and sure enough, that ruling came down yesterday, and I think it's going to be years till that actually plays out, but it's a very delicate issue and one that I think. KO tweeted out yesterday that the answer is simple. You keep the logo, you keep the colors, you call them the Washington Americans, and suddenly they make money hand over fist with new uniforms.
But are you calling them, so the Native Americans are now, so everybody's going to be the Americans?
I don't know. That's what he said. That was one thing that he tweeted out yesterday. I mean, there's many ways of coming up with new names that when it's all said and done, if the logo stays the same and the team colors stay the same, and you just change the name, perhaps that would be at some point in time a reasonable compromise in that regard.
Yeah, I said that you can still keep everything. You can keep the logo. I don't know if anybody is bothered by the Redskins logo, but as opposed
to the
Blackhawks
logo and the Redskins logo is pretty much the same, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cleveland Indians one is the one that should be changed. That one to me is a caricature. It's like a comic strip character, Chief Wahoo.
Right. I mean, I don't think anyone has a problem with the Redskins logo.
But you can change the nickname. There's more revenue stream there, but the problem is you can't have the government come in and do it to him. Or you don't want the commissioner to come in. You need it to happen with Daniel Snyder saying, but then he has to say, you know what, you're right. Then it feels like, is he doing it for the right reason, or he's just saying, all right, I got no way out of this. Now I'll change. All right, there you go. Hope you're happy.
I don't know. I can't get into anyone else's mind or mindset. If I had to, I don't think Daniel Snyder thinks it's a racist term, and he's not a racist individual, and it's just something that the team has had forever, and he is a native Marylander, and anyone who's from the area has a very, very, strong tie to the tradition of the team, and the name goes along with it, lockstep. If he really, got into his mind, I don't think he sits there and thinks I'm a racist individual.
But if you said,
do you think he's a racist for keeping the name?
Oh, well, racist is strong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can be insensitive. You can be insensitive. You don't have to be racist, but you can be insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is just having blinders on and saying, I don't care. This is my team. Nobody tells me what to do. I got this way by doing it my way, and I'm going to continue to do it. Your fan base probably is right there in lockstep with you to say, no, don't change. We want it, to be our team, and this is who we are, what we are. But I would say there's insensitivity there, not racism. If I was going to go deep into it, probably. I don't know Daniel Snyder, so it's not fair to be throwing out those kind of words.
Right.
But I think you have to be sensitive to it. How about we turn it into a positive, try to be sensitive to the name, and however you can partner up with, Native Americans, then I think it's a win-win. I would love to see them partner with Native Americans. Maybe there's something there that actually helps Native Americans in their everyday life than some name.
Well, I don't know all the particulars of what the team has set up in terms of community outreach to the Native American community. I don't know it, but I know that they have come up with what is it, a fund or some sort of. Listen,
Yeah.
I think the Redskins would definitely say that they have been sensitive to what people have said about it, that they've listened, they've heard, but short of a name change for a lot of people, people just won't pay that much mind.
He's Rich Eisen from the NFL Network, Rich Eisen podcast on NFL.com and at iTunes, joining us on the show. We were talking about Ronaldo with Portugal, that I'm not sure if he's going to play on Sunday against the United States. And our poll question, do you want the U.S. to advance? Would you rather face Ronaldo or that he's not there with the opportunity to advance? I always wanted to beat the best. If you put it in football vernacular, would you care who you beat to get to, say, the Super Bowl or the playoffs?
No, you can. It's in any sport, right? You can only play the teams that's in front of you. So,
but you want to beat the best. Like, if I'm facing you, I want to say, yeah, we went right through Gretzky or Michael Jordan or whoever that guy is. You don't. The Houston Rockets.
Yeah, but what we the Team USA does. I don't care. I'll say we have Altidore. So I mean, everybody goes through the vagaries of a tournament where you get injuries. We're playing in the middle of the rainforest. I know other teams have had to do that already, but not everyone has to go to this stadium in this remote part of the country and with humidity that's through the roof. So there's been quite a bit that the United States has had to do already that other teams in the tournament hasn't. So I'm fired up though. I'm so locked into this World Cup more than ever before. I'm just wondering
why.
It's a great question. I don't know. I was just explaining to to Xander, my oldest son, when we were sitting down watching Ivory Coast and Japan. Just saying that here's a team from Africa playing a team from Asia in South America, and you're a little boy sitting in Southern California, and everybody in every single place I just mentioned is watching it. I think that's what it is. It's so huge. It's so big. It means so much to so many people.
Yeah.
And, the fact that we have a team in this mix that is more than viable. It's exciting. It really, really is.
Well, I think it's the ambiance that we attach to it. It's like the Olympics that we can be on the periphery with soccer. When this is all done, do we stay with it?
No.
Or is it like the Olympics where you say, man, I got into bobsled big time, and then you don't care about bobsled?
Well, it is that way, too, because of course I would take my kids to an MLS match. I would. But when it all comes down to it, their season happens in sort of an odd time. I guess there's never any good time when you're not one of the four major sports in the United States.
Yeah.
And how many kids from any community in the United States, when they have an opportunity to take their talents to a sport, would choose soccer over any other sport that you could see people cashing in on in the United States. Plus, too, it would be interesting if these matches, if I had to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch some of these matches. I don't know if I'd do that. I remember one time, one of the few times I saw the sunrise doing Sports Center is I think U.S. played Mexico in a World Cup. I guess it would have to be like 2002 or is it 2000? I don't know off the top of my head how these break down. I guess 2010, 6, probably 2002 or 98, whichever one that was. And I drew the short straw, having to close the Sports Center that wheeled the next morning with the result of the U.S.-Mexico match. And I just don't think I would wake up, though, to watch it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I might DVR it and go through sports blackout. I might do that. But right now, it's perfect time zone right now. It's perfect. Here out west, there's games at 9 in the morning, noon, and 3 in the afternoon.
Well, I think it's also you can watch it with a group. That's part of the excitement of it. If there was no ambiance attached to this, that there were no crowds at a bar, no crowds at the actual stadiums, that you just watch the soccer, it wouldn't be anywhere near what it is. The ambiance with it, the affection, devotion, obsession attached to it, the colors, different styles. Then it's interesting. It's fun. But I don't know if we extrapolate and we go, boy, this is going to change American soccer.
Every time that's always been the question is how does this change it? But every year it does get more.
But we don't have to say how does it change instead of just enjoing it. We get caught up in that.
But there's no doubt that more and more people, though, it is getting more popular. That is for sure. I think, but that all this said, I am excited for the NFL season to start. It can't start soon enough. It's got to start like yesterday. Right. I'm ready.
Okay. Tell the family I said hello.
All right, same to you, dude.
Okay, buddy. Okay, Rich. Rich Eisen, host of the NFL Game Day Morning.